Hello everyone and welcome back to the WCG for this Marsden Brewhouse Limited Overs match between Brennan's 11 and Matt's 11. Matt's 11 limping into the drinks break at 4 for 47 after 14 overs, after losing 2 wickets at the very start and the very end of the session to hand the men in blue the advantage as we move into the back end of the innings. The afternoon began brilliantly for the men in blue. They picked up the big wicket of Daniel Arnold for a duck in the opening over to get their match underway. Tom Doyle would then drag one back onto his stumps not long after to have the green machine in trouble at 2 for 7. But that would bring Harry Dean to the crease, and after a conservative start he began to open up the shoulders as he sought to get the green machine back into the contest, the trademark cover drive coming out on regular occasions as he began to pounce on anything loose, taking the attack back to the Brennan's 11 bowlers and finally standing up with the blade for the men in green. He would hit 5 boundaries in his knock of 32, but when Costa Sabas came on for the 14th over of the innings, he would knock over Harry Dean to get the breakthrough for the men in blue, and then 2 balls later would remove the MXI 11 skipper right before the drinks break to have the Blues back in the ascendancy once again. So the match is delicately poised as we enter the back end of the innings. MXI 11 still have a power play up their sleeve and still have plenty of batting to come, but their immediate focus you feel would be to get this innings back on track in order to get full use of when they decide to take this power play. Michael Johnson will resume at the crease, 0 not out, as we enter an interesting period of the contest. So Michael Johnson was able to negotiate his way through to the drinks break. He's got a big job to do for the green machine, who are struggling a little here at 4 for 47. Has had success down the years with the bat in this fixture. Can today be his day once again? Going to be Gavin Merrifield to get the back end of this innings underway with the ball, as he's in around the wicket here to Johnson. He's in now and he begins with a full delivery. Oh, and this one must have narrowly missed the leg stump. So a nervy moment to begin the session here for the green machine. It was nearly the 5th there for the men in blue, but Johnson narrowly survives. So a good start with the ball once again here for the men in blue, as Merrifield is in once again to Johnson, and Johnson gets a thick inside edge onto his leg, and he scampers through for a single, as young Costa Sabas can't gather cleanly. So Johnson off the mark, so that'll do him the world of good. Merrifield to continue to Johnson in the 15th over. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery, and this one hits Johnson on the leg, and it rebounds onto the fence, and Johnson will move through for a leg bye. And that was a bullet throw there from Costa Sabas, as he apologises to Johnson. That must have narrowly missed his head, but all is well that ends well. So an action-packed start to this session once again, as Merrifield will continue to Johnson around the wicket. Here he's in now, this one's a back of a length delivery, bang on the money, and the Blues fieldsmen swarm on that one, as Johnson plays his back down the pitch for no run. He's been good in the field this afternoon, have the men in blue. MXI 11 4 for 49 into the 15th over. As Merrifield is in once again, and Johnson drives down the ground, but it's been well stopped once again there, this time from George Paneros, and it's another dot. It's been a pretty positive start to his innings here from Johnson, as Merrifield is in for the final ball of the 15th over. Here he's in now, this one's a short delivery, which doesn't really get up, and it slides down the leg side, so this one will have to be re-bowled. So the 50 is up for the green machine in the 15th over, as they look to rebuild this innings with Johnson at the crease, 1 not out. So Merrifield is in for the final ball of the over, take 2. Here he's in now around the wicket, and this one's played on the offside, and it's fielded by Josh Bolling to end with. 4 for 50 after 15. It'll be the skipper, Brendan Scott, to bowl the 16th over of the innings, as he's in over the wicket here to Johnson, and this one's a full delivery, and this one nearly sneaks through Johnson, as he gets a thick inside edge onto his leg, and moves through for a single. So this will be a good battle, as Johnson adds another one to the tally. Scott to continue to Johnson in the 16th over of the innings. Here he's in now over the wicket. This one's a good length delivery, and it slides on, and Johnson drops this on the offside and will move through for another single. Well, this one nearly snuck through once again, but it's played nice and late there from Johnson, and that's well watched. MXI 11 4 for 52, as Scott will continue to Johnson over the wicket. This one's another good length delivery, and Johnson drops this at his feet once again, and once again moves through for another single. So a good busy start to his innings here from Michael Johnson. It's been a hallmark of the green machine innings so far. MXI 11 running well between the wickets when the boundaries aren't on offer. Scott will continue to Johnson in the 16th over. He's in now, this one's a full toss, slower ball, and it's hit towards Daniel Hancock there at mid-off, who drops a sharp chance there with his right hand. It's a fantastic effort there from the youngster. Johnson threw his stroke a little early, and they either stick or they don't, and unfortunately from the young fella's point of view, it didn't on this occasion. So a let off there for Johnson. Scott will continue to him now in the 16th over. This one's a good length delivery, and once again Johnson drops this at his feet, and once again he'll move through for another single. So this is good stuff here from Johnson, who was just ticking the scoreboard over. Match 11, 4 for 54 as we arrive at the final ball of the 16th over. Here is Scott is in once again over the wicket. He's in now, this one's a full delivery outside the off stump, and Johnson leaves it alone to end with. Henry Perenara to bowl the 17th over of the innings. As in now over the wicket to Johnson, begins with a full toss, and Johnson slashes this away on the offside for his first boundary. It's a genuine loosener there from Perenara, which is pounced upon there by Johnson, and moves along to 9. Perenara to continue to Johnson in the 17th over. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery as Johnson drives through the covers, but it's been well stopped there by Peter Fowler, who dives away to his right to prevent the boundary. So good this from Johnson, who was just beginning to look in the groove. As Perenara will continue to him now over the wicket, and that one's a good delivery outside the off stump on a good length, and Johnson leaves it alone. So it's been a good reply from Perenara after that opening ball boundary. Match 11, 4 for 58. As Perenara will continue again now to Johnson, and this one's a full delivery, and it's driven on the offside by Johnson, but he can't beat the youngster Daniel Hancock. So this is a good battle brewing out here at the WCG. This is an important period of the match which both sides will be looking to win. Perenara is in once again to Johnson, and this one's basically a half volley outside the off stump, and Johnson opts to leave it alone. What we have seen from Johnson this season is a restraint that hasn't been there over the years, which is good to see from a match 11 point of view. Perenara is in for the final ball of the over, and Johnson turns this on the leg side and will move through for a single to end with. Match 11, 4 for 59 after 17. Young Riley Cornforth to bowl the 18th over of the innings. As in now round the wicket here to Johnson, he begins with a full delivery, and Johnson drives this down the ground, and it's not a great effort at all from the blue skipper as he lets this trickle under him for a boundary. Johnson moves along to 14, and that's a horrible effort there from Scott. Cornforth to continue to Johnson in the 18th over. Here's in now, this one's a back of a length delivery played away on the leg side, but it's been brilliantly fielded there by the youngster Daniel Hancock, who shows his skipper how it's done. Match 11, 4 for 63. As Cornforth is in once again to Johnson, and it's a beautiful delivery which beats Johnson outside the off stump. Brilliant areas there from the young man, which nearly reaps the rewards, and Johnson is beaten for the first time in his innings. So a good contest this, as Cornforth will continue again now to Johnson, and this one's a full delivery, and this time he catches the edge, as Johnson has a flash outside the off stump. The youngster picks up his first wicket of this contest as he removes the dangerous Johnson for 14. Match 11, 5 for 63 in the 18th over as the newest addition to the Brendan's 11 juggernaut gets his tally underway. So match 11 have lost their fifth, and that wicket now brings Ryan Shafer to the crease at number 6. He's coming off a successful Australia Day T20 Big Bash campaign, leading Young Money Cash Money to their maiden title. Can he stand up for the men in green here? So it'll be the youngster Riley Cornforth who has his tail up to continue around the wicket to Shafer for his first delivery. Here he's in now, and he serves up a half volley, and it's a confident start there from Shafer, who drives, but he can't beat Perenara. Here is Cornforth is in for the final ball of his over. Here he's in now, this one's a good length delivery, and there's a big appeal here from the youngster. I wonder if he's appealing for caught behind or leg before wicket, but it's been given not out by the umpire. So another nervous moment there for the men in green, but Shafer survives. 5 for 63 after 18. It'll be another youngster, Daniel Hancock, to bowl the 19th over of the innings. He's in now to Shafer, and he begins with a good length delivery. Shafer goes for a wild hoik across the line and doesn't make contact. So Shafer has made his intentions clear. He's going to be aggressive. Hancock to continue to Shafer in the 19th over. Here's in now, this one's a good length delivery, and Shafer drops this on the offside and moves through for a single, and a direct hit, and he was toast. It was a fantastic bit of fielding there by Peter Fowler at cover. Shafer punches this to the left of Fowler, who turns and throws brilliantly. Oh, and that was nearly the moment there for the men in blue. Shafer off the mark in nervy fashion. Hancock to continue to Shafer over the wicket. Here he's in now. This one's another good length delivery as it hits Shafer on the leg, and he's going to move through for a leg bye. So brilliant stuff so far in this over from the youngster, who has asked serious questions of Shafer with his 3 deliveries in this over. Match 11, 5 for 65 in the 19th over. So they've got a bit of work to do if they're going to get themselves up to a decent total. Here the big question will be when they decide to take this power play, as Hancock is in once again to Shafer, and this one's a full delivery and it flicks Shafer on the leg and goes through to the auto wiki so he can't run. So 11 overs left after this one, with Lupton, Hancock, Casaccia and Pastorfiel to come. So you would think the men in green will want this power play taken with Shafer at the crease. So you'd have to think it's imminent. Here's Hancock, will go around the wicket now to Shafer. Here he's in now and he serves up a full toss, and Shafer hammers his away on the offside for his first maximum of the innings. Well, that'll help things for the green machine. Shafer moves to 7. Match 11, 5 for 71. So we arrive at the final delivery of the 19th over. It's Hancock to Shafer, and Shafer chops this onto his leg. He's going to move through for another quick single, as this time Fowler can't field cleanly. That could very easily have gone back onto Shafer's stumps, but he survives on this occasion. Match 11, 5 for 72 after 19. It'll be Peter Fowler's bowler 20th over of the innings. As in now round the wicket here to Shafer, and Shafer drops this on the offside once again and will move through for another single. Here's a single master Shafer at the WCG. However, I think the Brennan's 11 skipper will not mind this as long as the boundaries aren't flowing, as we move into a massive final cycle of the innings. As Fowler is in once again to Shafer, and once again Shafer drops this on the offside onto the fence, and once again he moves through for another single. So good busy cricket this again from Shafer, who's moved along to 10. Green machine 5 for 74 in the 20th over. History suggests that anything in excess of 100 will be a tough task tonight. As Fowler is in once again to Shafer, and this time Shafer gets a thick outside edge onto the fence. That one was closer to the auto wiki, and he moves through for another single. Well, I think he might have just opened the blade here. Yeah, he did. It's a smart bit of batting once again. Match 11, 5 for 75. As Fowler will continue again now to Shafer. This one's a full delivery driven down the ground. Oh, and it's just about stopped there by the Brennan's 11 skipper, who didn't know too much about that one, but he did enough in the end to prevent the boundary. So we arrive at the final ball of the 20th over. It's Fowler to Shafer, and he ends with a good length delivery outside the off stump, which beats Shafer, who tries to cut this away and doesn't make contact. So a good end to the cycle there from Brennan's 11, 5 for 75 after 20. So this match rests in a nice position as we enter the final 10 overs of this innings. Match 11, 5 for 75 after 20 overs. Shafer 11 not out and has got himself a start. And you'd think that Match 11 will want to take this power play with one of their main attacking weapons at the crease. So it'll be interesting to see what the tactics are from here as we enter an important final 10 overs of the innings. And Match 11 have indeed decided to take the power play. As you can see, there's only 3 fieldsmen on the field here for Brennan's 11. As Justin Brooke will bowl the first over of the final cycle. And it's a good length delivery outside the off stump, and Shafer leaves this one alone to begin with. So a very interesting 5 over period coming up in this contest, as Brooke will continue to Shafer in the 21st over, and Shafer gets its way on the leg side. Oh, but it's hit the upright of the fence, and it's prevented it from going to the boundary. Well, it's just about the most assured fieldsman at the WCG, and this time it's come to the aid of the men in blue, and Shafer can only move through for a single. So desperately unlucky there for Shafer, as Brooke will continue to him now in the 21st over, and this one played away on the leg side once again, and it's unfortunately there half stopped by youngster Costa Sabas, and it trickles into the boundary. So Shafer does get a boundary on this occasion. Oh, and that's unlucky there from young Sabas. Match 11, 5 for 80, as Brooke will continue again now to Shafer around the wicket, and this one's a good length delivery outside the off stump, and Shafer opts to leave this alone. So good this from Shafer, who has moved along to 16, and he's pushing his side towards that 100 mark. He'll be looking to do some real damage in this power play, as Brooke will continue to him now around the wicket, and this one's a good length delivery outside the off stump, which beats the edge of Shafer's bat. So it's been another good over here from Justin Brooke, who's got 1 left in his spell. So we arrive at the final delivery of the 21st over. It's Brook to Shafer, and he lets this one go outside the off stump to end with. Brook finishes with 1 for 8 of his 3 overs. Match 11, 5 for 80. It'll be George Pineros to bowl the second over of this power play. Here he's in now, round the wicket to Shafer, and he serves up a full toss, and Shafer hammers this down the ground for another boundary. It's an absolute gift served up to Shafer, who gleefully accepts as he moves to 20. Match 11, 5 for 84. As Pineros will continue again now to Shafer, and this one's a full delivery, but it slides down the leg side, so that'll have to be re-bowled. So Pineros under a little bit of pressure here in this 22nd over. Match 11, 5 for 85, and are just starting to move themselves into a decent position. As Pineros will continue to Shafer around the wicket. As he's in now and he serves up another full toss, but he gets away with it on this occasion as he can't beat Savas there at mid-wicket. He'll be disappointed with that one, Shafer. That was another opportunity to get one away to the boundary. Here is Pineros will continue again now to Shafer around the wicket. Here he's in now, this one's a good length delivery which rises on Shafer, and he lets this one go outside the off stump. So a couple of priceless dots here for the men in blue. As I'd love to see the back of Shafer sooner rather than later. As Pineros is in once again to Shafer around the wicket. Here he's in now, this one stays a little low, and it's a bit of a loose stroke there from Shafer. I think he expected this to get up a lot higher than it did, and it's another priceless dot for the men in blue. It's going to be young Costa Savas to bowl the 23rd over of the innings. Here he's in now to Shafer, begins with a half volley, and Shafer hammers this down the ground for a maximum. So Shafer putting the pressure back on the youngster from the very first delivery as he moves to 26. Match 11, 5 for 92. Savas to continue to Shafer in power play over number 3. Here he's in now and he digs this one in short, and Shafer pulls this away into the bushes for another maximum. It's back-to-back sixes to begin the 23rd over as Shafer is beginning to cut loose here in this limited overs fixture as he moves along to 32. Savas under massive pressure here in his final over as he'll continue again now to Shafer, and this one's a good length delivery and it hits Shafer on the thigh, and he's going to move through for a leg bye. So they're just one short of the 100 mark now, the green machine. 5 for 99 with Shafer beginning to turn the screws. 32 not out, so they've got themselves well and truly back into this contest. As Savas will continue again now to Shafer, who hammers it on the offside, but he's hammered it straight to Justin Brook, who takes another fantastic catch there at mid-off. That is just what the doctor ordered for the men in blue. Savas picks up his 3rd wicket in this match as he removes the dangerous Shafer for 32. And just as one side looks to be getting on top, the pendulum swings once again. Justin Brook takes his 2nd catch for the match. Costa Savas takes his 3rd wicket. Match 11 is 6 for 99. So the dangerous Shafer goes for 32. And that wicket now brings the match 11 debutant Dave Lupton to the crease for his first bat outside of the Australian AT20 Big Bash. The Rockstar's been drafted into the green machine lineup after impressing at T20 level. What can he do on this stage? So it's going to be the youngster Costa Savas to continue to him now in the 23rd over, and he's in there and he serves up a beauty first up which knocks Lupton over first delivery. Savas has 4. The best bowling figures ever in this fixture belongs to the youngster Costa Savas. It is an absolute ripper to get first up as Lupton has gone for a golden duck. Match 11, 7 for 99 as it's a debut to forget for Dave Lupton with the bat, and the momentum has well and truly shifted back to the men in blue. Well, when this fixture returns next year, Costa Savas will be in a hat-trick as that wicket now brings the youngster Nathan Hancock to the crease. He's got plenty of time to bat here for the green machine with 7 overs remaining. And it's going to be Josh Bowling who'll bowl the 24th over of the innings. As he's in now around the wicket here to Hancock, and he serves up a half track, and Hancock hammers this on the leg side to get off the mark with a boundary first delivery. It's an absolute gift served up there from Bowling as match 11 past 100. 7 for 103. Bowling to continue to Hancock in the 24th over. Here he's in now and he gives this one some flight, and Hancock gets an inside edge onto his foot and he moves through for a single as he beats the arm of Gavin Merrifield to take his tally to 5. Match 11 now 7 for 104 in the 24th over. Here and now still got plenty of time to bat, with only Kasatia and Pastorfiel left after the youngster here. So it'll be Bowling to continue around the wicket to Nathan Hancock in the 24th over. Here he's in now, and this one slides through, and that one must have been narrowly close to that off stump. It's a brilliant arm ball there from Josh Bowling, which nearly collects the youngster, but he survives. Bowling in for the final delivery of the 24th over. Here he's in now, and this one's a good length delivery, and Hancock drives, but he can't beat Merrifield to end with. 7 for 104 after 24. It'll be Gavin Merrifield to bowl the final over of the power play. Here he's in now, round the wicket here to Hancock, and he begins with a full delivery, bang on the money, and Hancock is forward and defends. Well, you think they're less concerned with the power play now as they are batting out their 30 overs. As Merrifield will continue to Hancock around the wicket. Here he's in now, and this one's a good length delivery, and he's gone right through the youngster. That's the 8th wicket down for Matt's 11. Their chances of batting out the 30 overs have dramatically decreased now. Hancock goes for 5. It's 8 for 104 in the 25th. So Brennan's 11 are very close to wrapping up this innings, as that wicket now brings Jake Kasacha to the crease at number 9. He generally only knows how to play one way, does the Italian stallion. So this could be a fun little period here. Can Merrifield go bang bang and pick up his second wicket of the innings? He'll continue around the wicket here to Kasacha for his first delivery. Here he's in now and on, he's back and across there, Kasacha, and that's a very solid defence first up. So the instructions appear to be clear from the Match 11 skipper, although he is signalling that he could let loose here like Babe Ruth. Here's Merrifield, will continue to Kasacha in the 25th over. Here he's in now, and it's another solid defensive stroke there from Kasacha as he sees out the Merrifield over. 8 for 104 after 25. So it was a pretty handy power play period for both sides. Match 11 have been able to inch themselves above the 100 mark. However, Brennan's 11 did manage to pick up 3 important wickets, including the big wicket of Ryan Shafer for 32. Match 11 are now 8 for 104 with 5 overs remaining in the innings. And with just Kasacha and Pastorfiel remaining, Brennan's 11 will be looking to wrap this up quickly. So it's going to be the blue skipper Brendan Scott to bowl the 26th over of the innings. He's in now over the wicket to Kasacha, and he begins with a full fast delivery, and it goes right through the Italian stallion first delivery. So that's the 9th wicket down for Match 11. Kasacha clean bowled for a duck. Match 11 now 9 for 104. So the men in blue just 1 wicket away from wrapping up this innings, as that wicket now brings the last man, Mark Pastorfiel, to the crease at number 10. Has a high score of 11 in this fixture, and how Match 11 would take that now. He'll have to contend with the blue skipper, who is looking for his second wicket to wrap up this innings. Here he's in now to Pastorfiel, and he begins with a good Yorker, and Pastorfiel is up to the challenge. There's hands on heads from the Brennan's 11 fieldsmen. They can't believe he's kept this one out, but he does enough. Scott to continue to Pastorfiel in the 26th over. Here he's in now, and this one's a good length delivery, and Pastorfiel pads up, but this is way too high anyway. So it looks like he's up for the fight. Here is the big fella. Still has 4 overs to bat after this one, as Scott is in for his final delivery of the match. He's in now over the wicket to Pastorfiel. It's a good length delivery, and Pastorfiel is good enough to keep it out. 9 for 104. It's going to be Henry Perenara to bowl the 27th over of the innings. As in now over the wicket here to Pastorfiel. Pastorfiel is back and across. There's a big appeal here from the Brennan's 11 fieldsman, and it's been given not out. Well, it looks like he's clearly played a stroke there, Pastorfiel. There's probably a question of whether it's pitched outside leg stump also. So it looks like the right decision was made by the umpire. 9 for 104. As Perenara will continue again now to Pastorfiel, and this one beats Pastorfiel outside the off stump. Pastorfiel kind of hanging his bat out there, and thankfully from his point of view it didn't catch the edge. Perenara to continue to Pastorfiel in the 27th over. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery. Pastorfiel gets a thick outside edge as he moves through for a single, and the stumps have been broken there at the bowler's end, but I think they've been broken by the robust frame of Henry Perenara, who tried to gather this ball back onto the stumps. It's a good bit of fielding there from Bowling. It wasn't a great bounce, yeah, and he's taken him out. Pastorfiel off the mark. Perenara to continue to Pastorfiel in the 27th over of the innings. Here he's in now, and he gets a thick inside edge, and that can't have been too far away from that leg stump. It's a cheeky little French cut from Pastorfiel, as he just does enough to survive. Hanging on by a thread, here is the big fella. Perenara in for the final ball of the 27th over. Here he's in now, this one's a back of a lane delivery, and Pastorfiel just does enough to keep this out once again. Pastorfiel frustrating the men in blue as he's fighting hard for his side. 9 for 107 after 27. It'll be the youngster Daniel Hancock to bowl the 28th over of the innings. He's in now over the wicket here to Pastorfiel, and it's a back of a length delivery which stays low, and this must have narrowly missed the off stump. He is living a very charmed life at the moment. Here is Pastorfiel, but he survives. Hancock to continue over the wicket here to Pastorfiel. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery, and he gets a thick inside edge, and it's fielded there by Peter Fowler at mid-wicket for no run. So you've got to hand it to Pastorfiel here. He's doing everything he can for his side to make sure they bat out the 30. As Hancock is in once again to him now, and he gets another thick inside edge, and he moves through for a single off the fence. Oh, and it's a good bit of fielding once again by Peter Fowler, and I think a direct hit would have been interesting here. Fowler has been fantastic in the field for the Blues this afternoon. He turns and throws. Yeah, direct hit, and he was toast. Pastorfiel riding his luck at the back end of this innings, as Hancock will continue again now to Pastorfiel, and once again it's another swing and a miss. This must be frustrating the men in blue to no end, but he remains unconquered. So 2 overs remain, as it'll be Peter Fowler to bowl the 29th over of the innings. He's in now round the wicket here to Pastorfiel, and he begins the full delivery, and Pastorfiel gets this away to the boundary, much to the delight of his teammates in the pavilion. Pastorfiel moves along to 6, match 11, 9 for 112. Fowler to continue to Pastorfiel into penultimate over. Here he's in now around the wicket, and it's a good length delivery, and normal service is resumed, as it's another play and a miss there from Pastorfiel. But he's still there, is the match 11 tail ender. 6 not out, and is frustrating the men in blue. Can he push his side beyond that 120 mark, which will be a very stern test for Brendan's 11 tonight, as Fowler's in once again to Pastorfiel, and he plays this on the onside for no run. So what can Pastorfiel do with the 8 deliveries remaining in this innings? As Fowler will continue again to him now around the wicket. Here he's in now, and he gets another thick edge onto the fence, and he's going to move through for another single. Well, match 11 in the stand are loving this. They'll be looking at these as bonus runs here towards the back end of the innings, as we arrive at the final delivery of the 29th over. Match 11, 9 for 113. As Fowler is into Pastorfiel, and this one's a back of a length delivery, and Pastorfield's happy to let it go. 1 to go. So we arrive at the final over of the innings. It's going to be the youngster Riley Cornforth to bowl around the wicket. He begins with a full delivery, and markets a thick outside edge, and it goes all the way for 6. Can you believe it? Pastorfiel moves to a new highest score in this fixture, and these are important runs at the back end of the innings, as this one sails over for a maximum. Match 11, 9 for 119. As Cornforth will continue around the wicket here to Pastorfiel, and Pastorfiel gets a top edge onto his body, and he moves through for another single to frustrate the men in blue even further. He moves along to 14 now. Match 11, 9 for 120. And this is now the highest team score in this fixture. So Brennan's 11 are going to need a record run chase if they're going to get home tonight and lift their first ever limited overs title. However, the pitch is a good one, so it should be an intriguing contest under lights tonight. Here is Cornforth will continue again now to Pastorfiel in the final over, and it's another swing and a miss there from the big fella, and it's a priceless dot for the men in blue. So regardless of what happens from here, it's been a brilliant rearguard action from Pastorfiel, who is 14 not out. As Cornforth continues to him in the final over, and he serves up a full toss, and it's been signalled as a 6. The Brennan's 11 are not happy with the call. They think this is 4. Yeah, it has been called a 4 in the end, but it's still bonus runs here at the back end of the innings. Pastorfiel moves to 18. Match 11, 9 for 124. As Cornforth is in for the penultimate delivery of the innings, and it's another swing and a miss there from Pastorfiel, and it's a priceless dot. So we arrive at the final delivery of the innings. Match 11 have indeed been able to bat out their 30 overs. Cornforth to Pastorfiel, it's a swing and a miss to end with. But Mark Pastorfiel, take a bow, son. He has done a fantastic job at the back end of this innings for match 11, as they finish on 9 for 124. So a brilliant rearguard action from Mark Pastorfiel, who finished 18 not out. And prior to that, Harry Dean and Ryan Shafer, who both hit 32 apiece. have guided match 11 to a record total in this fixture of 9 for 124 after their 30 overs. They were able to hang in at the back end of the innings and get themselves to a total which will challenge the men in blue tonight. For the men in blue, it was still an impressive effort with the ball this afternoon. The youngster Costa Savas picking up record figures in this fixture on his debut for Brandon's 11. 3 overs, no maidens, 4 for 18 in a fantastic bowling effort, with Brooke, Paneros, Merrifield, Cornforth and Scott picking up a wicket each. So when we return tonight, it'll be Brandon's 11 who require a record run chase if they're going to lift their first ever limited overs title. They will require 125 runs for victory at a tick over 4 runs per over on what is still a very good deck for batting. It's the run chase under lights, and it's coming up next.